Hurricane Isaias is maintaining its Category 1 hurricane strength as it moves through the Bahamas. And now today it's become more likely that central Georgia doesn't see significant impacts from this storm. But the entire East Coast from Florida to Maine is in that cone of uncertainty. So let's go ahead and get you updated on all the latest. Right now, a live look at Hurricane Isaias as it continues to move through the Caribbean. Again today, it's not looking super organized, but there are some new strong thunderstorms right near the center of the system, so maybe it is trying to gain a little bit of strength this evening. The winds are sustained at 75 miles an hour with higher gusts. Here's the projected path. So over tonight into Saturday, the system will continue moving towards Florida. And notice the change with this latest advisory. The forecast cone has shifted a little further towards the west, which will bring more direct impacts close to or just over the east coast of Florida. And notice how much of the east coast of Florida is going to be very near that center of circulation. So hurricane or tropical storm force conditions are possible all up and down that east coast. If you have some friends or family down there, let them know what's coming their way. And also, if you plan to travel down there tomorrow, it might not be a good idea to go there. All right, let's talk about Georgia's impact. So the system is going to be making a turn towards the northeast as it parallels the east coast, and that should keep the main effects away from us here in central Georgia. We are not included in that cone of uncertainty, and in all likelihood, we're going to stay away from the heavy wind and rain with this storm as it continues to push towards the northeast. Now, the Georgia coast may still get some impacts, but not looking for anything major here. And then the rest of the east coast can't escape this system as the entire eastern seaboard from South Florida all the way up through Maine is included in that cone of uncertainty. So a big time impact storm as far as how much coastline is going to be affected. Here's how it looks on the model. So through the rest of this evening and overnight, the storm will continue moving through the Bahamas. Then you see by Saturday is when it gets close to the Florida coastline. It's going to parallel that east coast of Florida, bringing with it strong winds and rain and storm surge down there. Then by Monday is when we could start to see some indirect effects from the system. We could see some showers and some wind gusts in the 15 to 20 mile an hour range as the storm passes by. We see the most widespread of the rain and wind is going to stay there into the Carolinas, and then by Tuesday, this is no longer a factor in our weather. So let me show you the wind forecast, or the lack of a strong wind forecast here with Hurricane Isaias here in central Georgia. We go through Friday and Saturday and there's nothing out of the ordinary. We'll stop the clock here on Sunday, and at this point in time the hurricane is going to be somewhere near the Orlando area, Port Canaveral area, and that part of Florida. For our wind gusts at this time, we're just looking at anything from 10 to 20 miles an hour. The storm gets a little bit closer as we look ahead towards Monday. We see Monday morning into Monday afternoon, wind gusts will just be in that 15 to 20 mile an hour range. You really wouldn't know that there's a hurricane just a couple hundred miles to our east. You see the more significant wind is going to stay over there into the Carolinas. And the rainfall forecast shows pretty much the same thing. The 7-day rainfall totals for central Georgia aren't all that impressive. We're just looking at, a ½ inch to an inch locally, but you can see those brighter colors just off to the east there in South Carolina. Now, if this forecast does do the unlikely thing and shifts a little bit further towards the west, then we could see some increased impacts here, but that is not looking likely at this time. So the key takeaways this evening: the storm in all likelihood will pass east of central Georgia, keeping the significant impacts well away from our area. We'll just see some showers and wind gusts in the 15 to 20 mile an hour range. But this could and will likely affect much of the east coast, again, all the way from Florida to Maine. Nobody is going to escape the wind and the rain along the coast. So if you do have some interest along the coast, definitely keep that in mind as you make your plans this evening and, well, this weekend into next week.